So hello and welcome to this online lecture. So today's topic for discussion is the revolt of 1857. So we are going to discuss about this topic, that what were the causes, what was the nature, how the significance of this revolt of 1857 took place in 19th century, and we will also in brief be discussing why this revolution failed, right? Before going to the start of this topic, let me tell you one thing. There is a law of nature that every action has a equal and opposite reaction, right? So all the actions combined from 1609 when William Hawkins came till that 1757 or 1857, various battles have been fought with the regional kingdoms. Various regional kingdoms have been annexed by the Britishers. So all these actions were now brewing. There was some anger. They were seething in anger, I must say. The various regional principalities, the various tribes, each and everyone. So what this led to, the reactions by the Indians. First of all, we are going to discuss about the reaction, one of the very important landmark history on the path towards the independence of India, that is the 1857 revolt. So let's discuss first of all the introduction. So after the Battle of Plassey, that is in 1757, the initial stride for British ascendance started in the North India, and subsequently the revolt of 1857 unfolded as a consequence of character, policies of colonial rule post 1757. So yes, what the way they administered, the way they run the government was very important to know, because of which only there was loss of patience among the Indians. The uprising led to a noteworthy alterations in British governance policies in India. That is the significance that what happened post 1857. The combined impact of British expansionist policies, economic exploitation, and administrative changes had detrimental effect on various segments, right, of the India. This growing discontentment erupted in a violent upheaval in 1857. So the 1857 was like a melting pot, or was like a culmination point where all these there was no left patience left among the Indians, and that is why they erupted, right? So this is about the 1857 revolt, how the background of 1857 revolt was started. And 1857 character, if we'll do that, it was included a religious, political violence, tribal movements, and peasant uprising. So all the movements which were going through in India, they all came under the umbrella of 1857 revolt. There were many reasons. That is economic, we can say, that is the increase in the revenue demands. Then there were also the famine years, but during the famine years also there was a continuous ask for more and more demand. So this was the one of the economic reasons. Then if we talk about the political or the social religions, so there were the interference of the Britishers, and there were many such reasons which will be discussed in the in depth in the causes. So now, first of all, what were the causes of the revolt of 1857? So we can divide these causes into multiple sphere. The one of the one first is economic causes, and will be discussing about the socio-religious causes. Then we will be discussing about the military impact, and one of the that because there can be a two kind of causes, that is the long term cause or the short term cause. What was the trigger point? So we will be discussing about the trigger point also, that which led to the start of 1857. So the roots of 1857 revolt, similar to earlier uprisings, originated from various dimensions, that is socio-cultural, economic, political, each and everything. And these all the causes, they directly or indirectly by the Britishers affected Indians. That is why Indians now were in the reactionary phase. So let's discuss what was the economic causes. So the colonial policies of the East India Company, because the East India Company is still ruling and they were the administrator, right? So from the trading perspective, they now have been shifted towards the as the administrator. So the colonial policies of the East India Company dismantled the traditional economic structure of Indian society. The economic society, traditionally one which were going on through thousands of ages, has now been disrupted, has now been dismantled by the Britishers. The agriculturally community faced enduring challenges due to unfavorable revenue settlement, resulting in persistent imposition. So the Britishers were not interested in the welfare of the farmers. They just wanted to take all the revenues, all the amount of money they can get from the farming communities. So, which led to their impoverishment. Burdened by the high taxes, the peasants turned towards the money lenders, and the money lenders, they gave them the loans. However, when while auctioning or while returning those loans, the farmers were, they were not able to, and then their land would be grabbed, and which led to their which led to their non-land farmers, or they became the laborers, that is the labor society. So this was the case. Because of heavy taxes, the cycle of events took place. Consequently, these moneylenders, they emerged as the new landlords, and this cycle of landless peasantry has been started. British rule also brought hardship to artisans and the craftsmen people. Why? Because these craftsmen people, these artisans, were under the patronage of various kingdoms. But after the annexation of the Britishers, this patronage has been totally stopped. So this led to the decline of artisanship. Also, they the next generation of these artisans or the craftsmen, they now got shifted towards any service class, not as the manufacturing class. Plus, the Indian handicrafts were also discouraged because of the import of the British goods, and the Britishers, they bring those goods in such a manner that this was liked by the Indian rulers, right? So they were the showcases of the lifestyle, that oh, you are not using these, or you are not having these type of British goods, then you must be of inferior kingdom, right? So these things were made, and these all things led to the decline of the Indian artisans. Skilled craftsmen were compelled to seek alternative employment, because they need to have money. So all these led to the decline of artisans also. British deliberately undermined the Indian trade and mercantile classes by imposing high tariffs on Indian made goods while levying low tariffs on British imports. So this is a very important point. Why? Because if you know, in general, when a free trade agreement happens in a present day, when you have import or export, you impose same type of tariff. But during Britishers, this was not there. While importing, they had very less. They had very, so sorry. So while import, they had very less tariff. So for example, you are importing a good, you will get that imported good in a lesser price, and obviously there's low imported good will be from English or from the European country, while you will be exporting some good from India towards Europe, you will be having high tariff. So the price of that good will be higher, and if the price of that good will be higher, there will be no